Not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel.
And so I'm wondering, is your answer and your refusal to take leadership on climate change due to the fact that you have contributions from the fossil fuel industry in your campaign?
No, it's not.
I'd like to know if you'd be willing to sign a pledge that you will not take money from the fossil fuel industry, that you'll stop immediately.
Well, I don't know that I ever have. I'm not exactly one of their favorites. Have I? Okay, well, I'll check on that. They certainly haven't made much of an impression on me if I don't even know it. I am so sick of the Sanders campaign lying about me.
In the sake of transparency and just being fair, are you going to release your Wall Street transcripts?
Well, that's a good question. It's a very fair question, and let me answer it this way.
But isn't it more important, perhaps, to be transparent to Democratic voters?
Why not just release the transcripts and put this whole issue to bed?
About what you said to big banks behind closed doors.
In exchange for hundreds of thousands of dollars in speaking fees.
You know everybody's not going to bring up their transcripts. There'll be 100 reasons why.
Why is there one standard for me and not for everybody else, Chris? I mean...
Well, I think I have been transparent. I am happy to release anything I have when everybody else does the same. When everybody agrees to do that, I will as well.
Let's set the same standard for everybody. When everybody does it, okay, I will do it.
As I've said, happy to do it when everybody, including the Republicans, does it.
I'm just concerned about a constantly changing set of standards.
There are speeches for money on the other side, I know that. But I will tell you this.
Even your strong supporter, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand here in New York, says you should release those transcripts.
So why not just put it out there?
Well, because I know that others, including Mr. Trump, have made speeches.
Don't you want to get ahead of it before somebody gets their hands on these transcripts?
No, I really don't.
Well, this is where I think the laws in America are really messed up. You should not let a suspected felon run for the highest office in the land. And just because she was married to a president, just because she was Secretary of State, just because she was a United States Senator, doesn't mean that she is qualified to represent America. She has no idea what poor people want and need. She wouldn't know the first thing about cooking a meal by herself and cleaning it up. Running the vacuum, can you imagine Hillary Clinton running a vacuum cleaner? No, I can't. Emptying the dishwasher? Oh no, not at all. I don't care if she's a lesbian. I don't care if she enjoys sex. Doesn't bother me one single bit if she likes 10 women in bed with her at the same time. I care about her saving this country for future generations. I care about her protecting this country. That's the number one thing. We have the enemy knocking at our door. We have the enemy living in this country. And she's got to be strong. She's got to be able to face the American people and say, I'm doing everything within my power to save you and your family. She can't do that. She would know the first thing about it. I still picture her the way, and I had heard that she threw plates and she threw items, a chair. And I asked Bill about that because that came out before I knew Bill. He said, yeah, she's got a violent temper and says she cusses like a sailor. And I don't think we need that. We don't need trash in the White House. But the one thing I remember Bill said, when he was governor for one term, and then he lost the next term. But then he got it back after that. So he was a two-time governor, but not connected. They were advised by some international advisors, political advisors, that they needed for Hillary to drop the Rodham and to become a Clinton, because she insisted on being Hillary Rodham. They said that doesn't go in a small state like Arkansas, and it's not going to go on the national stage if you ever had that in your mind. And you got to have a family, because it doesn't look right for her to have her separate name and you don't have children. Well, they got the baby situation worked out, one child, but he said it was hell to live with her while she was pregnant, because she didn't want to be pregnant. She didn't want children. And that tells me something about a woman. When she's more important than the baby she's carrying, it tells me a lot. You know, she's a very strong advocate for feminists, and she's very big on killing babies in the womb, even late-term abortions. If I were a young person today, I would not use her as my role model. She's got a coldness that tells me, if this country gets in dire straits, if we had a civil war, if we were invaded by the enemy, she wouldn't care about protecting the innocent, the young. No. She'd be protected, and all her political friends. No.
I have nothing against China. I just hate that their leaders are so much smarter than our leaders. 2016, we will not be the world leader anymore. We have been always. But in 2016, China becomes the great economic leader.
Even if Mitt Romney is elected, he says that
maybe you can turn it around.
Well, do you think he could turn it around?
I think we can.
Do you think Mitt Romney can turn it around?
I think he can.
As a line of clothing. Now, where were these made?
These were made, I don't know where they were made, but they were made someplace. But they're great. It's ties, shirts, cufflinks, everything sold at Macy's, and they're doing great. #1 selling tie anywhere in the world.
#1 selling tie anywhere in the world. You wouldn't wear that shirt?
We also have them in white and beautiful white.
Where are the shirts made? Bangladesh.
Well, it's good.
Okay.
We employ people in Bangladesh.
Ties? Where are the ties
they
made?
Have to work
These are
too.
Beautiful ties.
They are great ties.
The ties are made in where? China? Ties are made in China.
Well, I'll tell you, and you know what, David, in all fairness, I've been very open about that, and not all of them, by the way, but I've been very open about that. Are you okay? Is the
No,
chair
I'm
was
fine.
Made in China.
Yeah, I know.
The chair was made in China.
The chair was made in China.
You buy that at Macy's, by the way.
Let's just shut down the Donald Trump factory in Beijing.
I would love to.
And we'll put up a tie factory in Jamaica, Queens.
I love it.
And we'll make the Donald Trump ties.
I'm for it.